Hey everyone, my name is Ashley. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you've been following me on social media, you might have seen that I've shared a little bit about my experience having a rhinoplasty, and I've gotten a lot of questions, and so I just wanted to make this video in hopes to answer all those questions and kind of give a more thorough story of my experience of having the rhinoplasty. So yeah, this is my nose now. Very proud and happy to do the side profile. I used to never ever want to show my side profile. Like, I don't think any of my old photos on Instagram would ever show me from the side or even like a 3/4 view. I used to be so self-conscious of my nose that I would even be nervous talking to people while I was driving, or having people driving like look over and see me profile view, because I just did not like how it looked. And I feel like everyone knows what it's like to be self-conscious about something. It really just takes over too many of your thoughts. So I'm really happy with my rhinoplasty, and I had a really great experience, but I feel like there's also a lot of things that I didn't expect going into it, despite all the research I had done, and so I thought it would be helpful to share kind of like a personal video of how it felt for me. So as I touched on, I was just really self-conscious about my nose. I'll put a before photo somewhere in here, but essentially I just felt like the hump was kind of big on my bridge, and then I felt that the tip went down and kind of moved when I talked, and I just really didn't like it. So for me, it was something that I've wanted to have done since I was in high school probably. It's my biggest insecurity, and so when the opportunity arose to get a nose job or rhinoplasty, I was so excited. I think I actually cried a little bit because I felt like I'm just so happy. So I did a lot of research before my rhinoplasty, as everyone does. It's a big decision and it's your face. You should be doing a lot of research on your own. And so I ended up going to Dr. Bunasisi at 8 West Clinic and Cosmetic Surgery in Vancouver. He was a pretty easy choice for me because I think if you Google like rhinoplasty Vancouver, he's the first person that shows up. He's done thousands and thousands and thousands of them, just kind of to the point. I didn't feel at any time that he was kind of trying to sell me something or promise something that was not achievable. In fact, I think he almost really made a point to give me really realistic expectations, because I wanted the perfect cute little nose that had like a big dip and that was upturned and tiny, and he told me that because of the shape of my nose and the existing bone structure that I had, I would most likely just have a straight across bridge instead of having the dip that I wanted. And then while he was actually doing the surgery and had a full look at my nose, he was able to do the little dip. So I feel like I had realistic expectations, but then he kind of exceeded them, which was very exciting. And then after we'd gone through all those steps of meeting the team, meeting Dr. Bunasisi, we booked the surgery, and then I think it was 2 months later. So the day before my surgery, I had to fast for 12 hours, and I think that might have been the hardest part of the entire process, especially because I was stress eating pizza the day before. So you know when you eat a ton the night before and then you wake up so hungry because your stomach is like expanded? That was suffering. And then my surgery ended up being in the afternoon, so I had to wait a long time without eating. It was hard. Anyway, and then we drove out to Surrey. I think they operate out of 2 surgery centers, but the one that I ended up going to was Valley Surgery Center in Surrey, and it was like a really clean facility. They put me in a little room, gave me some medication. I put on my little hairnet and cape, and then I really started to freak out, and I was freaking out even more because I didn't bring my phone in the room with me, so I was just kind of alone with my thoughts and an Oprah magazine, and I was so stressed. But then the anesthesiologist came in, and he kind of reviewed the expectations of what would happen. I think they gave me like an Ambien or something to chill out, which also felt great. And then Dr. Bunasisi came in. He reviewed the analysis of my nose, what we were hoping to achieve with surgery, and that really helped. And then I snuck out. No, I think I rang the doorbell, asked for my boyfriend to come in to give me a little pep talk, and then I was pretty much ready for the surgery. they walked me into the room, and it felt like there were a lot of people in the room. It was like a really big white, like bright room, and then they led me over to the table, and then they'd actually put me under like a warming blanket, which was really nice. And then I had the anesthesia in, and I did twilight anesthesia, which means that you're awake during it, which I was really nervous about. But then during the experience, Dr. Bunasisi and Angie, the other owner of 8 West, they said that I was really, really, really chatty. So I hope I didn't say anything embarrassing, but I guess the secret is with them and the anesthesiologist. So during the surgery, I was talking, I could feel it, like I could literally feel like just, it didn't hurt at all, because not only are you under anesthesia, but they also do a bunch of freezing in your nose area. But there was one point, I think, that they were chiseling at my nose, or that's kind of what it felt like. Like it felt like there was like some kind of chisel and hammer situation going on. And then in my experience, it felt really fast, and I remember actually thinking like, oh, that was so interesting, I'm sad it's over. And yeah, it was just over in a breeze. And then they wheeled me off into the recovery area, and I just kind of relaxed for a little while, and they gave me apple juice and a popsicle, and it was great. So I think this would be a really good time to share my recovery process. I've recorded at least a clip or two from every day for the first week of my recovery, and you'll see that the first day I thought that everything was great and I wasn't in any pain, and I thought it was just going to be amazing. And then it turns out I was just high and everything got very painful and difficult. But it didn't last very long. It was a week, and then I felt pretty good after that week, and I believe I got my cast off after the week. So I will show you the recovery footage here. But I'll just say, like, I am feeling good, like a lot better than I look. I feel like the whole experience like felt like really, really fast, and like I could kind of feel what was going on, but it was like cool. Like I'm really glad I was awake for it. Dr. Bunasisi actually let me see the hump that they had taken down. It was so cool. I wish I could show you guys that. So it's the day after my surgery. You can see I'm looking a little less rough, more rough, I don't even know. I haven't really been bleeding too much here, so I took off the main bandage, and I didn't get like any sleep last night. I think I was doing so well yesterday. I think I was like a little overconfident, because yesterday I got like no sleep. I think it was mixed with like not being able to breathe through my nose and having to sleep on my back, kind of like propped up at a 45-degree angle, and then I was also just in pain. So I got a horrible sleep, and I've just kind of been like trying to sleep off and on today, and I've been a little bit rough, but overall it's still not that bad. I know it probably looks a lot worse than it is. I think that I'm just hopefully gonna start getting better and better, and yeah. Hey guys, day 3. Artie is keeping me good company. He's actually been so sweet. I've been really scared that he would be I don't know, all up in my face and try to like bite my nose or something, but he's been really gentle. So yes, it's good that he's also recovering from a surgery. He just got neutered. I feel like I should not be showing this because it feels like it's way too graphic for the internet. I just feel like my face is like a big football. I'm so puffy up in here. My nose is like pretty much completely plugged. Last night I had a really, really rough night. I was throwing up a lot. Yeah, so last night was rough, and then today I actually woke up feeling like quite a bit better. I'm still pretty groggy from like the pills, I guess. I don't really know what it is. I just feel kind of groggy and like blah, which is fine because it's not like I really want to leave the house right now anyway. I think that's everything. Okay, here we are, day 4. I still look scary as hell. But I cleaned off the blood around my nose, and it's making me feel a little bit better. I also was feeling well enough to try and paint my nails. That's a plus. Hi, Artie. And then what else? I don't know. Last night I had a pretty good sleep, which was really nice. Like I think I'm getting used to sleeping upright. and like I haven't had any nausea or anything. Like I feel a little bit groggy. I think it's from the medication. Artie, no. My dog is really bored and I feel bad for him. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty great. Hi, day 5. You can tell 5 days have passed because this hair is greasy. So greasy. I've been really scared to shower. I've been taking baths, but I've been scared to like wash my hair and get my cast wet. I think it's time though, because this is not cute at all. My bruising is still pretty intense, but I bruise really easily, so I was kind of expecting that. But I'm still like, I just love how it is already starting to look from the side. It's making me so happy. That's like the good of a smile as I can get right now. But yeah, I can breathe out of my nose a little bit now, so that's kind of helpful. And I feel, I don't know, I just feel fine. I'm really excited to see how it's gonna turn out. That's pretty much my only update. I'm running out of pain pills, which is a little bit scary because I am finding it kind of painful. But I should be fine just switching to Tylenol, I guess. That's about it. I cannot tell you how much of a difference like showering and doing my hair made on me. I feel like a new woman. Also, I think the bruising on this side of my face is almost gone. I still have like a pretty big one over here. But I also made another breakthrough. I went for like a long walk with my dog today and I was only a little uncomfortable. I was pretty uncomfortable actually, like mentally just feeling awkward about being seen looking like this. I'm still really glad I did it, and I think that Artie's pretty happy about it too. Did you like your walk? Huh? He keeps like smelling my nose. It's so cute. I feel like he's aware of what's going on. He's been pretty gentle. Anyway, what else do I have to report? I feel like I'm doing pretty well. Like I'm kind of like up doing tasks. I've like slowly gotten back to work. Today's a holiday, so I didn't like have to go back to work. Also, I work from home, so that makes a big difference. If I worked in an office, I definitely would have taken like at least the full week off, but since I work from home, as soon as I started to feel a little bit better, I went back and just kind of like slowly started getting some things done. And I've just switched over to regular Tylenol and Advil, mostly just because I ran out of the ones that I was prescribed. I was prescribed T3s without the caffeine in them, and I did like those. I feel like sometimes every once in a while, like I'll feel like a sharp pain in my nose, but it's really not that bad. I think it was just a little bit easier having like as little pain as possible, but it's probably for the best that I didn't have that many of them. I feel like I'm way more chatty than I've been in any of the other videos. I think that's a clear indication that I'm feeling better. My face is still really swollen, or at least I hope it's really swollen, because I just feel like a beach ball or some kind of like squishy creature. Like I feel like my lips look really small by contrast. Okay, that's all I can think of. That has been a very chatty little update. I won't bore you anymore. Say goodbye. Okay guys, we're on day 7, which means tomorrow I get my cast off, and I'm so excited. Today I also had like my first full day back at work, and I'm like really happy that I was able to go back to work. I had a video call in my work calendar, and so right before the call I text my boss being like, I hope you don't mind, I'm not gonna have my video on. Is that okay? Thankfully that was okay, because I would not have been, I would have felt really uncomfortable meeting a client for the first time with this whole situation going on. But we're almost done. The cast is coming up tomorrow, and I'm just like, I'm so excited. I only have like the little bruise left here. I feel like it's gonna take a while for that one to go away, but I'm sure I could just cover it up with makeup. And then I don't know if you could see very much up here, but my nose is like, it has a pimple on it, and it's like looking all congested, so I'm a little scared to see what's going on under there. But everything is pretty much good. I'm so excited that the next time I update you, my cast will be off, or just about to go off. I'm just excited. Check in later. We're on our way to get my cast taken off. This is so exciting. It's still gonna look pretty swollen, but I can't wait. I will update you guys when we get there.
Yeah, frame everything up. Sure. And you want me to be on this side?
Where would you like? You can be on either side. Whatever you'd like.
No, it doesn't matter.
I will just get this.
Can you hear? I guess you don't really have to. Can you hear me okay? All right, so it's been a week since your surgery. We're taking the cast off today. This doesn't hurt.
Okay.
But it's always kind of a tense moment because I'm wondering if it looks good, and you're gonna wonder if it looks good. So this will be pretty easy. We'll just slip it off. Yeah, that's good. So I'm just gonna take the back of the cast and just gonna pull it a little bit. Right there. I'm sure you want to keep that. No? Okay.
I'm worried to see what's underneath that.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna. You've got a little bit of sort of swollen tissue. I'm just gonna squeeze some of that out a little bit so that on your first view you don't see this big swollen nose.
Okay.
I'll give you a mirror. Actually, I'll give you two mirrors. One of them looks straight forward.
Oh my gosh! My face.
And then the other one, if you look straight forward, just keep it forward like
Okay.
that. And then I'll bounce your profile at you.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, I love it!
Yeah, it looks good.
So much!
I think it's pretty close to the images that we did.
Wow! I can't believe that's my face!
It's funny, eh?
Wow!
Yeah, it'll take a little time to get used to. You can hold those two if you want.
Thank you. I've just been staring at this all day.
Yeah,
That's
and I think
crazy.
not much you really.
Oh my gosh.
But your tip came out really well, I thought, as well.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of waiting for the swelling to come down.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, that's
I love
right.
it so
Don't worry.
much.
Ashley looks so good. Oh my gosh, it looks great. It looks really, really good.
Oh, this is amazing.
I actually have some Kleenex in this
I'm
room.
embarrassed.
So that was my week of recovery. I felt like it was a little rough, I have to admit, but after I got my cast off and stopped crying, I felt like I looked pretty normal. Like I still had a little bit of bruising, but honestly, I was just so happy with how my nose looked. I didn't care about the bruising. I didn't care that it was still swollen. Like I was just over the moon, so excited with how it looked. I actually ended up going on a trip, I think just a couple days later, and I met a bunch of people and I told them about my rhinoplasty because I'm chatty. I don't know why I felt the need to tell a bunch of people that I hadn't met before that I had just had a nose job, but I did, and they couldn't even tell at all. And the only way that you could really tell was just the incision underneath, and I think that the swelling is so relative that no one is going to be able to tell that you have that swelling aside from you. I mean, I couldn't even really tell it was swollen because it already looked so much smaller to me and I was already so happy. So I would say that after the week, for me personally, like visually, I was really happy. But I did find after the first week that it like hurt on the inside of my nose. I kept feeling that every time I went outside and I would breathe in through my nose, it would just like, I'd have all this like stinging pain, I guess because the inside of my nose was still so sensitive. And what really helped that was putting polysporin in my nose. So after the first week, I really felt that visually everything looked perfect. I know that bruising is really different for everyone, but at that point I had only had a little bit of bruising here and I was just so happy with it. I did find that physically it was still a little bit painful to me. It still felt like really hard and rigid and so sensitive. Like if my dog were to have scratched my nose, or my boyfriend headbutted me one time accidentally. It's a long story, but he headbutted me and it hurt so much that I started crying. And it was just so painful, but it didn't bleed or anything. It was just like really sensitive and painful. And then I also found that when I was going outside, anytime I would like breathe in the cold air, it would send like shooting pains up my nose for, I would say, at least a month. And then I started putting a lot more polysporin in my nose, and that helped a lot. But I think overall I had a really great experience. I think from going into the clinic, meeting everyone, meeting Dr. Bunasisi, to my surgery experience, to my recovery, and how I'm feeling now, I'm just so happy. So I really hope that answered any of your questions that you may have. If you're considering a rhinoplasty, I just wanted to give kind of a more personal story of how I experienced it, because I know there's so much information out there, but it is really helpful just to have like a one-on-one chat and have someone talk about their experience from their personal perspective. So if you do have any more questions that I didn't answer here, you can feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'm sure to answer them. You could always DM me on Instagram or whatever, reach out there. And if you are in Vancouver, I really recommend going to 8 West and Dr. Bunasisi, because it was just, I'm so glad that I was in good hands. I guess that's it for me. If you enjoyed this video, you can go ahead and subscribe, but let me know if you want to see anything else from me, and be sure to ask any questions down below if you have them. Bye guys!